season now. Not too long ago, you're at McKinleyville, shooting threes for the Panthers. Now you're shooting threes for the Jacks. At this point, how comfortable are you feeling out there on the court?
Comfortable but not comfortable at the same time. I mean, you got to be comfortable in your own skin, in your own game. But it's always uncomfortable playing. I mean, where we are, 2-8. It's uncomfortable because we're losing, but at the same time, we got to keep confidence in running our stuff and know it's going to work for us.
Talk about the growing pains, when there's been games when your shot isn't falling. How have you handled that and learned from the experience?
Just got done talking with Coach Vandermeer, actually. He said, I got to trust the work I put in the gym and know that I've been working at my craft like all my life, shooting. So even when my shot's not falling when I'm open, I got to keep taking it and have faith that it's going to go in.
Let's talk about rewind a little bit than last week at Dominguez, where you get a win and you had a great performance, and talk about that.
It was a great game. It's a really long road trip down there, but I was happy. Everybody came out with a lot of energy. It was unselfish basketball. I mean, the ball just ended up in my hands. Allen created, Evelyn, David, Howard. The ball just ended in my hands a few times, and I just shot the open shot. And everybody played great that game. It was a fun team game.
Yeah. Do you feel like at this point of the season, there's still a good chance that you guys can kind of turn things around? I mean, you still got some pretty big opponents coming in, especially with rival Chico coming in. But do you feel like you guys have what it takes, despite injuries and the growing pains, that you guys can turn things around?
Yeah, definitely. We lost to 7-3 Cal State LA by 4. I mean, we were up by 4 with a couple minutes to go. We're in every game. So it's growing pains, I guess, that you're talking about throughout the season, where we get better every week. We don't have any negative guys in the locker room or anything. So we're all positive. Our goal is to make the conference tournament, because once we get there, we played all the teams. We're close with all the teams, so we know anything can happen once we get there.
This week you have Stanislaus coming in, Chico, the whole one game at a time. But having faced Jordan, what are you thinking about with that Chico matchup, and knowing a guy that played here in the HDN?
We know that Chico's a great team. They're 7-3, I think, also. But we know they're beatable. Monterey just beat them last week, I think, by 1. It's a wide open league. Every team's just about equal. So I mean, we're ready for them. We're ready. Good week of practice this week. Work on rebounding, because Stanley and Chico are big teams, so we got to keep working at that. But yeah, we'll get better. We'll be ready.
How big of an honor is it, to grow up here and getting a chance to play, wear the Lumberjacks uniform?
Oh, it's a huge honor. It's great just looking up in the stands, like almost half the people there, they're really rooting for you, not just as a local kid, but as a Lumberjack as well. And I remember a few games ago, we were like 0-6 against Sonoma, and there were still like 600, 700 people in the stands rooting for us. That meant a lot to us and our team, and they helped us pull out the win, and we're playing for them and for ourselves right now too.
The fact that, obviously you have family and friends, being your local, when you play the home games, do you feel any pressure just to perform well in front of, so many people that do know you?
No pressure. I mean, you've played so many games in your life that there's no pressure really, but I guess there's just pressure on yourself. You just want to succeed. You want to do as much as you can I go out every game, want to do as much as I can for my team in any way possible, so we can just get a win, one game at a time every night. So not extra pressure really.
Okay.
Can you tell me how difficult the adjustment was going from high school and stepping onto the court as a college player and then playing immediately as a freshman?
It wasn't that difficult, because we do open gyms, and we have high intensity practices, so it really simulates the game. We've been practicing for a really long time. So once you got out on the court, I mean, it was a little hard, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and of course, so we've seen that you've held leagues against several teams, but ended up losing those games. What do you feel you need to do to hang on and be able to finish these games? And does that give you confidence in that you can grow and beat these teams in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have we're either losing by a little bit or winning by a little bit at each game, and our coaches drop great practice plans to work on like end of game scenarios. We'll condition, then we'll do end of game scenarios, so it simulates it. We just gotta keep believing that we'll turn things around, and we gotta go do the little things that are necessary to do it.
Parker,